So that means when you put two pieces of wood together, you will get 0 gaps. Now let's look at the material that we need to make this cutting board. We do not need a lot of material. I have 2 pieces of wood here. Let me pen you down. So what I have here is I have a piece of cherry. This is 5/4, and this is a piece of walnut. The cherry, as you can see, it's quite wider than my walnut. The cherry is about 7 3/4 inches. The edges are not milled square or anything. And my walnut is about 5.5 inches. They're both about 18 3/4 long. And the thickness, just so you know, is just a tiny little bit over 1 inch, like 1 1/16. So that's what I'm having to start with. And rather than trying to make this wave design in the middle of the board and not being perfectly in the middle, I'm deliberately going to make it offset. So one piece will be a lot smaller than the other one. Now, if you just take these 2 pieces, put them on top of each other, draw a squiggly line, and you cut it at the bandsaw, and then you try to match them together, you are going to get a gap. And that's because you have the curve of your bandsaw. And the only way to make that gap goes away is to put a thin piece of wood, like a 1/8 inch or something of maple or some contrasty color, and then that will close the gap when you glue it up. However, I do not want to have another color in there, so I want to make it, these 2 pieces of wood go together as good as I can with 0 gaps. For that, I'll be using an acrylic template. And I made the acrylic templates, I designed them and cut them. And I already accounted for the curve of my laser when I cut this. And so that means now if we cut the wood exactly as this template, you only need 1 template, and I have this available if you're interested in the description below. And I don't know if you can tell, it's going to be hard to see it on the silver table. But this is not just a random squiggly line. I designed this so every one of this valley, it's exactly the same as the peak. So that means when you put 2 pieces of wood together, you will get 0 gaps. So they will match perfectly in there with absolutely 0 gap and no need to put another strip of wood.